Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Sometimes a company just pops up on your radar,
Yeah.
and you just can't help but notice. And today we're going to be talking about CVS Health, ticker symbol CVS,
Oh, yeah. They've been
making some noise
crazy jump in their stock price, almost 15%.
in a single day.
Every single day.
That's huge.
So naturally, we have to figure out what's going on.
We've got to break it down.
Right.
It's not just some random blip on the radar. That kind of surge usually means something big is happening.
Yeah.
And in CVS's case, it's a couple of things.
It seems like a combination of really strong performance lately.
Okay.
And they're also making some very interesting moves that have investors really excited
Got it.
about
So let's start with the performance.
Sure.
Their latest earnings report was pretty impressive.
It was.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For their fourth quarter 2024, they brought in $97.7 billion in revenue.
Wow.
Which is a 4.2% increase
Okay.
compared to the same quarter last year.
Yeah.
And for the entire year, their revenue hit $372.8 billion,
Wow.
also up 4.2%.
That's huge.
So to put it into perspective, it's like they added another Fortune 500 company
Wow.
to their bottom line.
Just in 1 year.
In just 1 year.
Okay, so that's massive.
It is.
No wonder investors are paying attention.
Yeah.
But, one good year doesn't always guarantee future success.
Right.
What's making people think that this growth is going to continue?
Well, for one, CVS has given a very strong guidance for 2025.
Okay.
So they're projecting that their adjusted earnings per share are going to fall between $5.75 and $6,
Okay.
which is a healthy range.
Yeah.
Suggests they're very confident about their profitability in the coming year.
Okay.
And they're also expecting to generate about $6.5 billion
Wow.
in cash flow from operations.
Okay, so they're making money. They expect to keep making money.
Mm-hmm.
That's all good.
Huh.
But what about this new app everyone's talking about?
Right?
It seemed to be a big part of the buzz
Definitely it is.
around CVS right now.
It aims to completely change the way people manage their healthcare.
Okay.
Like, think about it. You can handle prescriptions, you can schedule immunizations,
Wow.
you can even access all sorts of other healthcare services all through this one platform.
So it sounds like they're trying to be
A one-stop shop.
a one-stop shop for everything health-related.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it fits in perfectly with their overall strategy,
Right.
which is all about creating a more connected healthcare experience.
Okay.
They want to make things more efficient and more personalized for
Right.
both patients and providers.
So it seems like Wall Street is taking notice of these efforts.
They are
You mentioned earlier that some analysts are
bullish on CVS.
very bullish on CVS.
Yes.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, there have been some very notable upgrades recently. For example, Edward Jones
Uh-huh.
just upgraded CVS to a buy rating,
Wow.
and they cited specifically their confidence in Aetna's turnaround.
Okay.
Aetna is a major health insurance provider that CVS owns.
Right.
And it's been facing some challenges,
Okay.
but Edward Jones seems to believe that those challenges are being addressed.
So that's one analyst.
Yeah.
But are others feeling similarly optimistic about CVS?
They are. Evercore ISI, another investment research firm,
Okay.
just raised their price target for CVS to $65.
Okay.
So that means they believe the stock price is heading even higher.
Wow.
And they're not just thinking short term.
Right.
They're anticipating significant growth for CVS in both 2025 and 2026.
It sounds like a lot of people are betting on CVS right now.
It does.
But even with all this positive news,
Uh-huh.
there must be some risks or challenges
Well, of course.
that investors should consider, right?
Always two sides to the coin.
Right.
Even with the recent surge, some analysts believe that CVS might still be undervalued.
Really?
Yeah, like for example, Morningstar
Okay.
estimates the fair value of CVS stock to be around $86 a share.
Wow. That's a lot higher than the current price.
It is,
Yeah.
and that's why some investors might see this as a buying opportunity. They believe that the market hasn't fully recognized CVS's true worth yet.
Right.
And when you consider their long-term goals,
Yeah.
it's easy to see why some people are so bullish.
Right.
CVS is focused on improving the quality of care
Okay.
while simultaneously reducing costs.
Got it.
And that's a powerful combination.
Yeah.
And it puts them in a very strong position for future growth.
Yeah.
They even expect to return to generating a more robust $10 billion in free cash flow
Wow. Okay.
after 2025,
Okay.
which free cash flow is basically the money a company has left over after paying for its operations and investments.
Right.
And it's a key indicator of financial health.
That sounds very promising.
Yeah.
But are there any potential downsides
Well,
that investors should be aware of?
Their healthcare benefits segment,
Right.
particularly the Medicare Advantage portion, is facing some headwinds.
Okay.
So that's the part of their business that provides health insurance to seniors.
Okay.
Big market, but it's also very competitive and heavily regulated.
Got it.
Also, there's always a possibility of regulatory changes
Right.
that could impact profits from their pharmacy benefit management business.
Pharmacy benefit management, can you explain that a little more for our
Sure.
listeners who might not be familiar with that?
Yeah, so pharmacy benefit managers,
Uh-huh.
or PBMs,
Okay.
basically act as middlemen between drug manufacturers,
Right.
health insurers, and pharmacies.
Okay.
So they negotiate drug prices,
Okay.
which manufacturers,
Got it.
they put together these lists of covered drugs.
Okay.
They process claims.
Uh-huh.
They manage pharmacy networks.
Got it.
So in other words, they play a very big role
Okay.
in determining which drugs are covered by insurance
Okay.
and how much people ultimately pay for their medications.
So if there were regulatory changes to PBMs,
Yeah,
it could have a significant impact on CVS's bottom line.
absolutely.
Okay, so that's definitely something for investors to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about financial performance, the exciting new app,
Right.
the analyst upgrades, and some potential challenges.
Right.
Anything else investors should be watching closely?
Well, let's look at what the technical indicators are saying about CVS.
Technical indicators.
Yes.
Now you're speaking my language.
Right. So right now, CVS is trading above its 50-day simple moving average.
Hold on. Let's break that down for our listeners
Sure.
who might not be chart wizards like us.
Okay.
What is a simple moving average and why does it matter?
So imagine you're tracking the price of a stock over time.
Okay.
A simple moving average takes the average price over a certain number of days,
Okay.
like 50 days in this case, and it plots it on a chart.
Okay.
It's like smoothing out the price fluctuations to see the overall trend.
Okay. Got it.
So when we say that CVS is trading above its 50-day simple moving average,
Yeah.
it means that the current price is higher than the average price over the past 50 days.
Got it.
Generally seen as a bullish signal,
Okay.
suggesting that in the short term, more people are buying the stock than selling it.
So that's the 50-day moving average, and that's looking good
It is.
for CVS.
Yes.
But you mentioned there's more to the story.
Right. So while the 50-day moving average is positive,
Yeah.
CVS is actually trading below its 200-day simple moving average.
Okay.
So the 200-day moving average is similar,
Yeah.
but it looks at the average price over a much longer period.
Okay.
Helps us see that longer-term trend.
Got it.
So the fact that CVS is below its 200-day moving average could be interpreted as a bearish signal,
Interesting.
suggesting that over the long term, the stock may be losing some momentum.
Okay, so it's a bit of a mixed bag from a technical perspective.
It is.
Got it.
It's important to look at both the short-term and the long-term trends when
Right.
you're evaluating a stock.
Right.
For investors who use technical analysis, it's also important to watch support levels.
Okay.
These are price levels.
Yeah.
Where a stock tends to find buying support.
Okay.
A key support level for CVS has been identified at $56.31.
Okay.
So if the price dips below that level, it could be a potential buying opportunity.
So we get this fascinating mix of strong financials,
Yeah,
a groundbreaking new app,
right?
bullish analysts,
Uh-huh.
good cautionary notes,
Yes.
and some mixed signals from the technical indicators.
It's a lot to digest.
Yeah, but I think it's starting to paint a clear picture of where CVS stand
It is.
and where they might be headed.
Yeah, it really does. But let's not forget the potential game changer in all of this.
Okay.
That AI-powered app.
Yes, we need to dive deeper into that.
Yeah,
I think it represents a much bigger trend in healthcare.
I agree.
It's not just about CVS.
Right.
It's about how artificial intelligence is transforming the entire industry.
Absolutely. It's pretty amazing to think about how quickly technology is changing the healthcare landscape.
It really is, and CVS seems to be at the forefront of that change with this AI-powered app.
Yeah.
It's not just a cool new feature.
Right.
It feels like a statement about where they see the future of healthcare going.
I think you're right. They're making a very clear bet on the power of AI to
Yeah.
really improve the healthcare experience for
Yeah.
everyone involved.
Yeah.
So for patients, it's about convenience, it's about personalization, and it's about access.
Okay.
Imagine being able to manage your medications,
Uh-huh.
schedule appointments, and even get personalized health insights all from your phone.
It's like having a personal health assistant
Yeah,
right in your pocket.
absolutely.
But what about the providers?
Yeah.
How does this AI app benefit them?
Well, for healthcare providers, AI can be a really powerful tool
Okay.
for improving efficiency and effectiveness.
Okay.
Imagine having an AI system that helps you analyze patient data,
Uh-huh.
identify potential risks, and even suggests personalized treatment plans.
Okay.
Free up providers to spend more time with their patients, focusing on the human aspects of care.
It sounds like a win-win situation
Yeah, it does.
for both patients and providers.
Yeah,
But as with any new technology,
Sure.
there are bound to be some challenges.
right.
What are some of the hurdles CVS might face?
So one of the biggest challenges is ensuring the accuracy and reliability of the AI algorithms.
Got it.
These algorithms are the brains of the operation,
Right.
and they need to be trained on vast amounts of data
Yeah.
to function properly.
Okay.
But even with massive data sets, there's always a risk of bias creeping in.
Okay.
If the data used to train the AI is skewed in some way,
Uh-huh.
the algorithm might reflect those biases, leading to inaccurate or even harmful results.
So it's not just about having a lot of data.
No.
It's about having the right kind of data,
Right.
data that's representative of the population that they serve.
Exactly. And that's not the only challenge.
Right.
Data privacy and security are absolutely paramount in healthcare.
Right.
Patients need to trust that their sensitive information
Yep.
is being handled responsibly and protected from unauthorized access.
Of course.
And any breach of that trust could be disastrous.
Absolutely. CVS will need to be incredibly transparent
Yes.
about how they're using patient data
Right.
and what steps they're taking to keep it safe.
Absolutely.
But beyond the technical challenges, there's also the human element to consider.
Sure.
How do we ensure that AI is used in a way that complements human judgment
Right.
and expertise rather than replacing it altogether?
That's a crucial question.
Right.
The goal of AI in healthcare shouldn't be to replace doctors and nurses.
Right.
It should be to empower them with better tools and information
Yeah.
so they can provide even better care.
Okay.
It's about finding the right balance
Right.
between human intelligence and artificial intelligence.
It's interesting to think about the potential economic impact
Yeah.
of this AI app as well.
Uh-huh.
How do you see it affecting CVS's bottom line?
Well, there's the potential for direct revenue generation.
Okay.
They could offer premium features of the app
Okay.
on a subscription basis, or they could partner with other healthcare providers
Right.
to offer telehealth services or other value-added features through the app.
And by improving patient engagement
Yeah.
and adherence to treatment plans,
Yes.
the app could also help reduce overall healthcare costs,
Exactly.
which would benefit not just CVS,
Right.
but the entire healthcare system.
Absolutely. It's about creating a more efficient and effective healthcare ecosystem.
Right.
And that's something that should appeal to both investors and patients alike.
CVS isn't the only player in this game, though.
No, they're not.
We're seeing a lot of disruption in the healthcare industry right now.
We are.
What are some of the other companies and technologies that are shaking things up?
Well, it's an exciting time to be watching this space.
Yeah?
We got major tech companies like Amazon, Google, Apple,
Wow.
all dipping their toes into healthcare,
Wow.
bringing their expertise in data analytics, artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
and consumer-facing technologies to an industry that's been ripe for disruption.
It's almost like healthcare is becoming the new frontier
It is.
for tech innovation.
Yeah,
And it's not just the big players either.
right.
We're seeing a surge in startups developing innovative healthcare solutions,
We are.
from wearable sensors that track vital signs
Yeah.
to AI-powered platforms that can help diagnose diseases.
It's a truly transformative time for healthcare,
It is.
and the pace of change is only going to accelerate in the coming years.
So in this dynamic and rapidly evolving landscape,
Yeah.
how do we ensure that AI is used responsibly and ethically in healthcare?
Well, I think it starts with establishing clear ethical guidelines
Okay.
for the development and deployment of AI in healthcare.
Got it.
These guidelines need to address critical issues like data privacy,
Uh-huh.
algorithmic bias, transparency, and accountability.
Yeah.
We need to build systems that are not only effective,
Yeah.
but also fair and equitable.
It's also crucial to educate and train healthcare professionals
Yes,
on how to use AI effectively and ethically.
absolutely.
Equip them with the knowledge and skills to navigate this new landscape
Right.
and to use AI in a way that enhances patient care
Yes,
rather than undermining it.
I couldn't agree more. And patients need to be a part of the conversation as well.
Yeah.
We need to empower them with information,
Yeah.
give them a voice in how AI is used in their healthcare experiences.
It's all about building trust and transparency.
It is.
AI has the potential to revolutionize healthcare,
It does.
but it's essential to proceed with caution
Yes,
and make sure we're using it in a way that benefits everyone.
I agree.
Now let's shift gears for a moment
Okay,
and talk about some of the other factors driving CVS's success.
sure.
Their financial performance has been impressive,
It has.
and it seems like they've been very strategic in their approach to growth.
They have one key factor has been their expansion beyond the traditional role of a pharmacy chain.
Okay.
So they've moved aggressively into providing a wider range of healthcare services, Got it. Including insurance through Aetna, pharmacy benefit management, and even primary care clinics.
It's like they're building a whole healthcare ecosystem
Exactly.
under one roof.
Exactly. And that diversification has helped them to mitigate risks
Okay.
and tap into new revenue streams.
Got it.
They're not just relying on prescription sales anymore.
Right.
They're becoming a one-stop shop for all things healthcare.
That makes a lot of sense. And they've also been very proactive about leveraging technology
Yes.
to improve efficiency and reduce costs.
Right.
Their pharmacy benefit management business, for example, uses sophisticated data analytics to negotiate lower drug prices for their clients.
That's right. They're using data to drive better outcomes
Right.
for both patients and their bottom line.
Okay.
And they're not afraid to invest in innovation,
Yeah.
as evidenced by their bold move into the world of AI with this new app.
It seems like CVS is hitting all the right notes.
They are.
Strategic expansion, technological innovation, and a focus on cost control. But, as we discussed earlier, there are still some challenges on the horizon,
Right.
particularly in their healthcare benefits segment,
Yes.
and the potential for regulatory changes to PBMs.
It's true. The healthcare landscape is complex and constantly evolving.
Yeah.
There will always be challenges to navigate,
Right.
but CVS seems to be taking a very proactive approach
Okay.
to addressing those challenges.
Got it.
They're investing in technology,
Yeah.
they're diversifying their offerings,
Yeah.
and they're actively engaging in policy discussions.
So while there are risks to consider, there's also a lot of potential for
Of course.
continued growth and innovations.
Absolutely. CVS is a company to watch on the coming years.
Yeah.
They're making bold moves and positioning themselves to be a major player in the future of healthcare.
Now, before we wrap up our discussion,
Sure.
I want to shift our focus to the broader healthcare market.
Okay.
What are some of the key trends you're seeing?
Wow.
And how do you think they will impact CVS
Yeah.
and other companies in the industry?
So one of the most significant trends is the shift towards value-based care.
Okay.
This is a fundamental change in how we think about healthcare.
Okay.
Instead of just paying for services,
Yeah.
we're starting to pay for outcome.
So it's not just about how many procedures are performed or how
Right.
many prescriptions are filled.
Exactly.
It's about whether those interventions
Yeah.
actually improve patient health and well-being.
Exactly. And this shift toward value-based care is driving innovation
Okay.
across the entire healthcare ecosystem.
Got it.
So we're seeing a greater emphasis on preventative care,
Uh-huh.
chronic disease management, and patient engagement.
Okay.
And technology is playing a huge role
Yeah.
in enabling this transformation.
It's fascinating to see how all these trends are converging.
Yeah.
Value-based care is pushing the industry to focus on outcomes, and technology is providing the tools to measure and improve those outcomes.
It's a powerful combination. And another major trend that's closely intertwined with value-based care
Okay.
is the increasing use of data analytics.
Okay.
Healthcare is generating massive amounts of data.
Right.
We're now starting to leverage that data to gain insights,
Uh-huh.
improve decision-making, and drive better outcomes.
It seems like data is becoming the new currency
It is.
of healthcare.
And companies that can effectively harness the power of data
Yeah.
will be the ones that thrive in this new environment.
So where does CVS fit into all of this?
Right.
How are they positioned to navigate these broader industry trends?
I think they're well positioned to capitalize on these trends.
Okay.
Their focus on value-based care technology and data analytics
Uh-huh.
aligns very well with the direction the healthcare industry is headed.
Yeah.
They're already making significant investments in these areas.
Okay.
And they're showing a willingness to adapt and innovate.
It sounds like they're on the right track.
It seems so.
But, as we've discussed, there are also some headwinds
Right.
they'll need to navigate.
Yes, the healthcare landscape is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And there will always be challenges and uncertainties.
But I think CVS has the right ingredients for success.
I agree.
Strong financials,
Uh-huh.
a strategic vision,
Yeah.
a commitment to innovation,
Yep.
and a willingness to adapt.
I'll be watching closely to see how they perform in the coming years.
Me too. It's going to be fascinating to see how they evolve and continue to shape the future of healthcare.
Yeah.
But before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Sure.
let's take a quick break and come back
Okay.
for some final thoughts on CVS and their role in this exciting new era of healthcare. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground today, from their impressive financials to their really interesting move into AI.
Yeah, a lot going on.
With that app, it's clear that CVS isn't just keeping up with the changes in healthcare.
Nope.
They're actively shaping them.
They really are, and I think that forward-thinking approach
Yeah.
is what makes them so intriguing from an investor's perspective.
Right.
You know, they're not afraid to take risks,
Yeah.
to innovate, to push the boundaries of what's possible.
Yeah, it's a delicate balancing act, though, right?
It is.
They have to manage the expectations of investors who are looking for short-term gains,
Right.
but also making these strategic decisions
Right.
that will set them up for long-term success.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot
Yeah,
between delivering value to shareholders today
yeah.
and building a sustainable business for tomorrow.
And it seems like CVS is doing a good job at that.
I think so.
So if we were to kind of distill everything we've discussed down
Yeah.
to a few key takeaways for our listeners,
Uh-huh.
what would they be?
Well, I think first and foremost, CVS is a company in motion.
Yeah.
They're not content to rest on their laurels.
Right.
They are constantly evolving, expanding, innovating.
They're not just a pharmacy chain anymore.
No,
They're a healthcare powerhouse
they are.
with a diverse portfolio of businesses
Right.
and a very bold vision for the future.
Yeah, and that brings us to the second takeaway.
Okay.
CVS understands that technology is the future of healthcare.
Uh-huh.
They're really embracing tools like AI and data analytics to create a much more personalized, efficient, and effective healthcare experience.
And that new AI-powered app is a perfect example of that.
Yes.
It's almost like a glimpse into the future
Yeah.
where technology empowers both patients and providers
Right.
to make better healthcare decisions.
Absolutely. And while there are challenges ahead,
Yeah.
I think CVS seems very well equipped to navigate them.
Right.
They have a strong financial foundation,
Right.
a proven track record of innovation,
Uh-huh.
and an experienced leadership team that's not afraid to make bold moves.
Yeah, they're not shying away from the complexities of the healthcare market. They're leaning into them.
They are.
And that's what makes them such an exciting company to watch.
It does.
So with healthcare going through such a rapid transformation, how do you envision the role of companies like CVS evolving in the future?
Oh, that's a great question. I think it's going to depend on a number of factors, including technological
Of
advancement,
course.
regulatory changes, and evolving consumer expectations.
Right.
But one thing is certain, the healthcare landscape is going to look very different in 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
And companies like CGS that are willing to embrace change and push those boundaries of innovation,
Uh-huh.
they'll be the ones that shape that future.
Absolutely. Well, we hope this episode has given you a better understanding of CVS Health Corporation, CVS,
Yeah.
and their place in this rapidly evolving healthcare landscape.
It's a great company.
It's a company with a rich history, a bold vision, and a real commitment to improving the health and well-being of the communities they serve.
Absolutely.
So if you enjoyed this episode of Investing Talk podcast, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes.
Please do.
And if you found it valuable, please share it with your friends, your family, anyone interested in the future of healthcare.
Yeah, spread the word.
We also love to hear your feedback, so leave us a comment below and let us know your thoughts.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.